Hi, I'm John Nordmark from Iterate Studio, and Iterate Studio believes that there are retail inventors and laggards and a bunch of retailers between the two ends, but we also believe that there's a chance for everybody to become more of an inventor by just leveraging resources that already exist. This is a typical adoption curve where about 2 to 4% of people are considered inventors. Another 14% are considered early adopters. And if you think of this in terms of the retail landscape, Amazon is a true inventor, a disruptive innovator. They invented ebooks. They invented the third-party marketplace. They invented Kindle. They invented cloud computing before any of us knew what cloud computing meant. And they also invented Amazon Prime. Their chief competitors when they got started were Barnes & Noble and Borders. And Amazon, just to put the way they invent in perspective, Amazon invented Kindle in 2007. That's when it was presented to the public. Barnes & Noble, which we would label an adaptive innovator, this term came to us through Kurt Kaufman, who works in the change management field. Barnes & Noble invented the Nook, really adapted the Kindle to become the Nook in 2009. So they were 2 years late to the party. Borders scrambled and in 2010 formed a relationship with Kobo. So you can see that Amazon's the inventor. Barnes & Noble is an adaptive innovator, but I think even there, all of us know that they were a little late and are at risk even in that business today. And Borders is gone, thanks to being part of the late majority, or even a laggard in that case. If you look in other retail-related businesses, you'll find that there are similar stories in other categories. Netflix is a great example of being a disruptive innovator, while Blockbuster, which is now gone, was late majority, maybe early majority, I don't know, but too late in this case. Today, many large companies are responding to this situation, knowing they need to innovate faster. They need to move probably beyond being an adaptive innovator to a true inventor. And as a result, we've seen Walmart Labs come to fruition. They purchased a company, a social media company, for about $300 million to create Walmart Labs. Today, Walmart Labs has about 1,200 people in Silicon Valley. Staples started Velocity Labs. It now has 3 locations, one in Boston, one in Seattle, and they just purchased Runa, a company I was involved with as an advisor, in the summer of 2013 to create a Silicon Valley-based lab. Target has formed a lab with Sapient, and so most of the large retailers, not most, but a number of the large retailers were responding to this situation by creating their own labs. The problem I see in this is that the labs themselves are minimally funded relative to Amazon. Even large companies will be restricted in how much throughput they can have through a lab. One, based on economic resources, but two, based on the type of people they can hire into the labs. And as a result, we at Iterate believe there's a whole nother way to bring innovation to market, not to replace the labs, but to enhance the labs. And I'm going to use eBags, my old company, as an example of this. Today, They do a lot of adaptive innovation where they're kind of watching the market and trying to react to what other people are doing. What Iterate is here to do is move all companies to the left, and we'll show you how on the next slide. So Iterate believes there are large numbers of inventors and entrepreneurs out there inventing every day. We know that, actually, through organizations like Angel.co. We know there are at least 7,000 companies out there that believe they are e-commerce innovators, disruptive innovators, largely not adaptive innovators. These are people building products initially in their homes or in small offices with a small number of people. And this can happen today due to the ease of digital disruption and digital development capabilities. Iterate is here to reach back into some 2,000 of those startups every year and find the best of those, curate them, and get them ready to be tested rapidly in companies like eBags. And any other disruptive, any other large retailer that believes that in this disruption need. We believe this service is critical, as does the analyst community. Specifically, Jeff Roster says every retailer needs to worry greatly about innovation, but few will be able to match the resource commitment required. So, where will all the retail innovation come from? He does not believe it'll come from consultancies, but rather from software startups. And that's what we at Iterate Studio are here to bring to the retail community.